Hello, my dear brothers and sisters. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to everyone. I'm Father Diego, and this is the message of the Gospel for today, Monday of the Octave of Easter. What is the Octave? Two important solemnities in the liturgy of the Church stretch better, the celebration for 8 days. So during this week, we are going to celebrate like a extended Sunday, if you want, because we need time to celebrate. This is such an important celebration, so we need time to rejoice in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And during this week, we are going to listen from all the Gospels, the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the different narratives of the appearances of Jesus to his disciples that begin with the account of the empty tomb, which is a very interesting symbol. But anyway, I want to focus our attention on this exercise of Lectio Divina every day on that particular symbols of the resurrection of Jesus Christ in his appearance to his disciples. Alright? So, today we listen from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 28, verses 8 to 15. The women then went away quickly from the tomb, fearful, yet overjoyed, and ran to announce this to his disciples. And behold, Jesus met them on their way and greeted them. They approached, embraced his feet, and did him homage. Then Jesus said to them, "Do not be afraid. Go tell my brothers to go to Galilee, and there they will see me." While they were going, some of the guard went into the city and told the chief priests all that had happened. They assembled with the elders and took counsel. Then they gave a large sum of money to the soldiers, telling them, "You are to say, 'His disciples came by night and stole him while we were asleep.' And if this gets to the ears of the governor, we will satisfy him and keep you out of trouble." The soldiers took the money and did as they were instructed. And this story has circulated among the Jews to the present day. All right, let's begin from the end of this gospel. The report of the guard. The stolen of the body of Jesus is one of the theories or one of the explanation to the account of the empty tomb. There are many ways to explain why the tomb was empty, and this is one of them. But it's plausible, if you want, it's possible, but it's not what happened to Jesus. What happened to Jesus that he is risen. But anyway, this is a kind of way to fill this hole, this space in the explanation of why the tomb is empty. But anyway, we pass the symbol of the empty tomb. I'm going to do an explanation during this week of this beautiful symbol, the empty tomb. But anyway, let's go to the beginning of this gospel. At the beginning of this gospel, the gospel just said that Jesus appeared to the women who went early in the morning. If you go back to the beginning of this chapter 28, it says that after the Sabbath, as the first day of the week was dawning, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary, two Marys, came to see the tomb. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord descended from heaven, approached, rolled back the stone, and sat upon it. And then the women encounter the angel, and the angel say, "Why are you looking to Jesus where he is not? He is risen, he's not here." And then they run away, fearful yet overjoyed, say the gospel. And then the gospel said that Jesus appeared to them and greeted them and said, "Do not be afraid." And then with a specific instruction, Jesus says to the women, "Go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee. I will see them there." Why Galilee? Galilee is one of the symbols to understand the mystery of the resurrection, because it's like Jesus saying to his disciples, "Let's study it all over. Let's go to the beginning, to the very beginning, when everything began to happen. Galilee is the place where everything happened at the beginning. So now the disciples have to go back to the beginning of their stories, to the beginning of their journey to Jesus, with Jesus better, to understand and to read everything by the light of resurrection and not by the light of death. It's like, if you want, let's go into exercise our memory, and let's go into discover those moments in which you experience life in its power, life with all its force and power in your life. Let's going back to the beginning. Let's going back to where everything started to happen, and to see and to understand how this doctrine or this experience of resurrection makes sense for us in those particular moments in which we experience or we encounter the risen Lord, which means where we encounter the power of life in our lives, the presence of God, His love, His mercy, His compassion, and so on and so on. Let's go back to the beginning and try to read the story, the whole story, by the light of life, not the light of death, right? So, what is your Galilee? Where or how did you experience in your life the power of life, the power of the presence of God in your life? Let's go back to Galilee to understand why the tomb is empty. Do you see my icon? The tomb is empty. There's just the clothing folded there. He's not in the tomb. He is risen. Have a wonderful day, everyone. It's gonna have a cup of coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow with the message of the gospel. Cheers! Bye now.